March 25, 1983. Pasadena Civic Auditorium. The Motown 25. Yesterday, Today, Forever television special. Michael Jackson was about to perform Billie Jean in front of 47 million viewers. Nobody knew it yet, but in exactly 4 minutes and 37 seconds, the laws of physics and the history of dance would be rewritten forever. Backstage, Michael was pacing. His brothers had just finished their Jackson 5 medley. The crowd was electric. But Michael wasn't thinking about the crowd. He was thinking about a move he had been perfecting in secret for months, a move so impossible, so visually stunning, that even he wasn't sure if he could pull it off on live television. It was called the backslide. The world would call it the moonwalk. But here's the truth. Michael Jackson didn't invent the moonwalk. What he did was far more extraordinary. He took an obscure street dance move, refined it, polished it, and delivered it with such precision and style that it became synonymous with his name forever. Let's go back. 1955. Cab Calloway, the legendary jazz singer and dancer, performed a move called the buzz on stage, a gliding backward motion that defied logic. Then came Bill Bailey in the 1950s, who added a tap dance flair to the backslide. Street dancers in Oakland and Detroit perfected it on cardboard and linoleum floors throughout the 1970s. It was a move of the people, a move of the underground. Michael Jackson first saw it in 1981. He was at a nightclub in Los Angeles watching a group of young dancers known as poppers and lockers perform. One of them, a teenager named Jeffrey Daniel from the group Shalimar, executed a backslide so smooth it looked like he was being pulled by invisible strings. Michael's eyes widened. His mind raced. "Teach me that," he said. For the next 2 years, Michael practiced obsessively. He studied the biomechanics, how to shift weight from one foot to the other, how to keep the illusion seamless, how to make it look effortless when it required every ounce of muscle control. He practiced in his home studio, in hotel rooms, in empty theaters. He practiced until his feet blistered, until his legs burned, until the move became as natural as breathing. But Michael knew something the world didn't. A move is only as powerful as the moment you reveal it. So he waited, and waited, until March 25, 1983. The lights dimmed. A single spotlight hit the stage. Michael emerged wearing a black sequined jacket, a single white glove, and black pants that shimmered under the light. The opening notes of Billie Jean filled the auditorium, and Michael began to move. At first it was classic Michael. Spins, sharp isolations, that signature toe stand that made him look like gravity had no claim on him. The crowd cheered, but Michael was just warming up. 2 minutes and 9 seconds into the performance, it happened. Michael planted his right foot forward, then slid backward, smoothly, impossibly, as if the floor beneath him had turned to ice. 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps. He glided backward across the stage, his body moving in one direction while his legs suggested another. The audience gasped. Some screamed. Others sat in stunned silence, trying to process what they had just witnessed. Michael stopped, spun, struck a pose, and the Pasadena Civic Auditorium erupted. But the real explosion came the next morning. By sunrise, every major news network in America was replaying the clip. Radio DJs talked about it. Kids tried to imitate it on their driveways. Within 48 hours, the moonwalk had entered the cultural lexicon. Dance studios were flooded with requests. Teach me how to moonwalk like Michael Jackson. But here's what most people don't realize. The moonwalk wasn't just a dance move. It was a metaphor. Michael Jackson's entire life had been about moving forward while the world tried to pull him back. Forward into superstardom while his father's abuse haunted him. Forward into creativity while the music industry tried to box him into genres. Forward into self-expression while society mocked everything that made him different. The moonwalk was Michael's way of saying, I can go backward and still be in control. Let's talk about the technical genius of it. To execute a proper moonwalk, a dancer must shift all body weight onto the ball of one foot, let's say the right, Simultaneously slide the left foot backward while keeping it flat. Transfer weight to the left foot while lifting the right heel. Slide the right foot backward while the left heel lifts. Repeat seamlessly, creating the illusion of forward motion while moving backward. It sounds simple. It's not. Try it. Your brain will fight you. Your body will resist, because humans aren't designed to move that way. We're wired to walk forward, to push off with our toes, to follow the natural mechanics of bipedal locomotion. Michael Jackson broke those mechanics, and in doing so, he broke the ceiling of what dance could be. After Motown 25, Michael's career reached nuclear levels. Thriller became the best-selling album of all time. The Billie Jean music video became a cultural phenomenon. MTV, which had notoriously refused to play videos by black artists, had no choice but to put Michael in heavy rotation. The moonwalk had kicked down doors that decades of protest couldn't open. But with fame came scrutiny. The media became obsessed with Michael's appearance. Why was his skin lighter? Why was his nose different? Why did he act so strange? They forgot that Michael Jackson was an artist, a man who saw his body as a canvas, his life as performance art. And the moonwalk? The moonwalk became a symbol of everything Michael represented. The impossible made possible, the outcast turned icon, the boy from Gary, Indiana, who defied every limitation placed on him. Fred Astaire, the legendary dancer, called Michael personally after Motown 25. "You're a hell of a mover," Astaire said. "You really put them on their asses last night." For Michael, that phone call was validation. The man who had inspired him since childhood had acknowledged him as an equal. But even in triumph, Michael was haunted. In private interviews, he admitted that he never felt like he was enough. "I can moonwalk across the stage 100 times, he once said, "and people will cheer. But the moment I walk off that stage, I'm just lonely." This is the tragedy of Michael Jackson. He gave the world magic, and in return, the world gave him isolation. The moonwalk has been imitated millions of times, in music videos, in commercials, in school talent shows. Usher does it, Chris Brown does it, Bruno Mars does it. But none have captured what Michael captured that night in 1983. The perfect collision of preparation, timing, and soul. Because the moonwalk wasn't just about the move, it was about the man. A man who spent his entire life trying to escape gravity, trying to transcend the pain, trying to prove that even when the world pushed him backward, he could make it look beautiful. June 25th, 2009, Michael Jackson died, and with him died the original moonwalk, the one that could only exist in his body, in his rhythm, in his refusal to accept limitations. But every time someone attempts the moonwalk, every time a kid slides backward on a gymnasium floor, every time a dancer pays tribute, Michael Jackson glides again, not in body but in spirit, because some moves don't just break physics, they break time itself. And the moonwalk is eternal.